We are hearing SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. We heard how Vidur met Maitreya, pure devotee, and he started inquiring from him. O great sage, everyone in this world engages in fruitive activities to attain happiness. But one finds neither satiation nor the mitigation of distress. On the contrary, one is only aggravated by such activities. Please, therefore, give us directions on how one should live for real happiness. Then we also heard, O my Lord, great philanthropic souls travel on the earth on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to show compassion to the fallen souls who are averse to the sense of subordination to the Lord. Don't want to be subordinate to Lord, which is natural. And we also heard, therefore, O great sage, please give me instruction on the transcendental devotional service of the Lord, so that He who is situated in the heart of everyone can be pleased to impart from within knowledge of the absolute truth in terms of the ancient Vedic principles, delivered only to those who are purified by the process of devotional service. Krishna told in Gita, Tesham satata juktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam jenamam dadami buddhi yogam tam jenamam upayantate. When one engages in devotional practice process, then Krishna is pleased, and then he reveals from within about how to attain him, how to attain that eternal service. To those who are eager to attain him, who engage under the guidance of Vedic Shastras or bona fide Guru, that preliminary devotional practice, then he will inspire more from within. Yes, Chaitya Guru here. Oh, yes, here Sai Maharaj is giving this in the commentary. I can read this commentary also. As already explained in the first canto of SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, the absolute truth is realized in three different phases, that is Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan, although they are one and the same, in terms of the knower's capacity to understand. Like from far, you see one green dot. When you come closer, you see it is a mountain with forest. When you come more near, then you see more details. Like that, those who are Gyanis, they can realize Supreme Lord as light emanating from His transcendental form. Then those who are Yogis, they can realize Krishna as Paramatma, who is situated everywhere in this world. And those who are devotees, they can realize same truth as Supreme Personality of Godhead with all potencies, whose this bodily effulgence is Brahman and whose partial representation for the matters of this world is Paramatma. So those who realize Bhagavan, they realize all aspects. The most capable transcendentalist is the pure devotee of the Lord, who is without any tinge of fruitive actions or philosophical speculation. By devotional service only does one's heart become completely purified from all material coverings like karma, gyan, and yoga. Only in such a purified stage does the Lord, who is seated in everyone's heart with the individual soul, give instruction so that the devotee can reach the ultimate destination of going back home, back to Godhead. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Tesham satata juktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhijogam tam jaina mami payantite. Only when the Lord is satisfied with the devotional service of the devotee does he impart knowledge, as he did for Arjuna and Uddhava. The Jnanis, those who want liberation, Yogis, those who want mystic powers, also liberation, and Karmis, those who want material benefits, non-eternal, cannot expect this direct cooperation of the Lord. They are not able to satisfy the Lord by transcendental loving service, nor do they believe in such service to the Lord. Here, this is very important. Sai Maharaj always using transcendental devotional service. Because you will see Mayavadis, those who are impersonalists, they, with some wrong conception, as I told some days back, they think Brahman, that impersonal spirit, is supreme reality. But because we are unable to meditate in the beginning stages on that impersonal light, so that spirit takes some form in this world made of Maya, of Satyaguna, and he becomes Krishna or Ramchandra or Kali or Shiva or like this. So anyone you worship, no problem, to get concentration of mind. Then when you will get concentration of mind, then this will not be necessary anymore. Then you will be able to meditate on that impersonal, for them, ultimate truth. So for them, they consider devotion, object of devotion, and devotee as something material, non-eternal, as a means to some end. That is why you will see many Mayavadis, impersonalists, they will worship deities, they will chant name, they will do puja, they will do sacrifice, everything they will do. But with wrong conception and for wrong target. That is why those who are pure devotees, those who know the actual truth, they know that object of worship, Supreme Lord, is transcendental, spiritual, not material. And those who are devoted to him, they're also transcendental. And devotion to him is also transcendental. It is eternal, spiritual. This is very important to understand, to recognize and to do proper, because that mantra in Rig Veda is there, Tad Vishnu Paramang Padam Sada Pashanti Surya Dviva Chakshuratatam. The lotus feet of Supreme Lord Vishnu, they are Tat, means that, means transcendental, not idam, not this worldly. And Sada Pashanti Surya, those who are realized souls, liberated souls, in plural it is mentioned, they always see those lotus feet, Sada Pashanti. And how do they see? Diviva Chakshuratatam, like you can see the sun who is self-effulgent, by his grace only, not with the help of anything else, by his grace. So those who are surrendered, through surrender, they are able to always see. So this Rig Veda mantra directly proves that object of worship is eternal, devotion is eternal, Devotee is eternal. That is why here Sai Maharaj is always saying transcendental loving service. Sometimes also I met some devotees, they told me, you know, that why you are saying he's impersonalist, he's also chanting Krishna's name, he's worshipping deity. I told him, yes, but with what conception? Once you know that, then you will understand that he's an impersonalist. For impersonal goal, he's doing that with wrong conception. So here also they are not able to, because they don't want, karmis, gyanis, yogis, they don't want Krishna, so they are not able to satisfy the Lord by transcendental loving service, nor do they believe in such service of the Lord. Transcendental service, they don't believe. Karmis, they will also do some kind of worship in karma kanta. Gyanis also, yogis also, but they don't believe in transcendental devotional service, eternal. Otherwise, they would not have other desires. They would know ultimate goal is to satisfy Krishna, that is eternal. No other desires or goals are eternal, they are all temporary. The bhakti process as performed under the regulative principles is of Vaidhi Bhakti, or devotional service following the prescribed rules and regulations, is defined by the revealed scriptures and confirmed by great acharyas. Vidhi means rule. So though that bhakti which is we get some rules to be followed, that is called Vaidhi Bhakti. Why? Because now we are spontaneously attached to enjoy this material world. And we have no knowledge of Krishna, what he wants and all this. And so Shastra, Vedic scripture and bona fide Guru, they will reveal to us, like mother will tell, he is your father. We did not see who is our father. Who gave the semen, we did not directly see with our eyes. So how we can know? We have to believe mother or later do that test. But like that, Vedic scriptures and Guru, they will reveal to us, no, you are not of this world. You actually belong to Supreme Lord. He is your source. He is your father, eternal. So, Atmati eva pasita. You have to worship him. Atmati eva pasita Upanishad, you will find. They give that instruction. And how to do it, they also give. These are the devotional forms. These activities will please Krishna and with surrender. And then when we follow those instructions given in Shastra and by Guru, that is coming from Supreme Lord. That is first stage, because we don't know. Then here Sai Maharaj further telling, yes, this practice, means Vaidhi Bhakti, can help the neophyte devotee to rise to the stage of Raga Bhakti, in which the Lord responds from within as the Chaitya Guru or the spiritual master as super consciousness. Directly you will be in touch with your real self and of Supreme Lord and his personal associates, and at that time you will follow that service spontaneously, with liking, with ruchi. You will follow, not because someone is instructing you to do it. You will spontaneously do it. Why? Because you will realize your intimate, sweet, delightful relation with Krishna. And you will get taste in loving him in that. So there are no more these Vaidhi rules necessary for you. That is in beginning, because we don't have natural attraction. So by logic and by as a duty and all this, they are encouraging us. But in Raga Bhakti also there is guidance, but not in this way. Guidance in the sense that you will do particular service at a particular time given by personal associate of Krishna as per your rasa and everything. They will tell you do this garland or you that some other service, whatever they will give. All transcendentalists other than devotees make no distinction between the individual soul and the super soul because they miscalculate the super consciousness and the individual consciousness to be one and the same. They are unable to differentiate between Nityo Nityanam, Chaitanya Chaitanam. There is one eternal among many eternals and one conscious among many conscious. There is variety in transcendental plane, but those who are not so advanced, they are unable to perceive that. For them, what is not matter, it is spirit, is all same. So now I am bound by body. When I will be liberated, then that spirit will merge in universal spirit and there is no difference. There was only difference because I was in this body, like air in pot and air outside. Once you break that pot, the air will merge with that air and there is no difference. That is Advaitavad. That is their interpretation of Vedic Shrutis, means those Vedic Upanishads or the scriptures. But those who are more advanced, those who are devotees, they can perceive in Upanishads and there is a difference between individual consciousness and supreme conscious being. And there it is also written, you are Brahma, Brahmaeva. Brahmaeva means you are Brahma, but you will attain Brahma. Brahmaeva Prapya Brahma. So how is it you are Brahma and you will attain Brahma? There is difference. And so many other their statements to prove that there is a difference. One is Jiva, one is Paramatma. They're friends. But when Jiva is averse to Krishna, then she is in karma. When turns towards Krishna, then will be free from all suffering, will get absolute bliss. And that is also written in Upanishad. One Bindu something Upanishad. That example is given: air inside the pot and air outside. Once you break the pot, then they will be same. But it only means that once the jiva is liberated, she is same with Supreme Lord in the sense that both are transcendental beyond these material designations. But in further some verses you will find it means they will meet each other on transcendental platform. And you will find also in Upanishad, like water enters ocean and becomes ocean, merges like this. Or you put salt in water and that salt will be everywhere. Many such statements are there, which if someone is not very advanced in surrender, he may understand it to support absolute oneness. But if you take all these statements in the scripture, then you will find that there is achintya beda abeda. They are non-different and different. And how that is so, that is also explained by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they miscalculate the super consciousness, same as individual consciousness, such miscalculation by the non-devotees makes them unfit to receive any direction from within, and therefore they are bereft of the direct cooperation of the Lord. After many, many births, when such a non-dualist, Advaitavadi, comes to sense that the Lord is worshipable and that the devotee is simultaneously one with and different from the Lord, then only can he surrender unto the Lord Vasudeva. This is translation of that verse of Gita. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadete Vasudevam sarvamiti samhatma sudurva. After many births, Jnani will come to understand, by the grace of Krishna or his devotee, that everything is Vasudeva. He and his energies means Krishna, and he will surrender to Krishna. Pure devotional service begins from that point, from the point of surrender, of Atma to Paramatma, individual soul to super soul, supreme Lord. The process of understanding the absolute truth adopted by the misguided non-dualist is very difficult, whereas the devotee's way of understanding the absolute truth comes directly from the Lord, who is pleased by devotional service. On behalf of many neophyte devotees, Vidur, at the very first instance, inquired from Maitreya about the path of devotional service by which the Lord, who is seated within the heart, can be pleased. Vidur already is a pure devotee, but he's inquiring so that we may get those answers. Karoti karmani kritavataro yanyatma tantro bhagavam striyadisha yatha sasarjagra idam nirihah samstapya vritim jagato vidhate. O great sage, kindly narrate how the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the independent, desireless Lord of the three worlds and the controller of all energies, accepts incarnations and creates the cosmic manifestation with perfectly arranged regulative principles for its maintenance. Desireless Lord means he has no material desire, but he has desire. His desire is to satisfy his devotees. He's loving them, and he is compassionate to all fallen souls. And this he's doing. For all this purpose, he is doing this. Appearing as avatar, incarnation word, we have to understand, in relation to Supreme Lord, it means not that he enters into meat, incarna, but in the sense that he appears in this world, he descends in his eternal spiritual form, but manifest in this world so we can see. Not only recognize, but not like Jiva, forced by karma to take birth, to reincarnate, to incarnate and then reincarnate and all this. Not like that. Even devotees of Supreme Lord also, when they come, they are not under the influence of karma, they do not incarnate, they also appear in this world. So Krishna is making this world, it is all for the best of all jivas, to raise them, as we heard some days back. And when he makes this world, he also arranges these regulative principles for its maintenance. Everything is under his control. Nothing can run out of control, out of his hands. And he's all good. Yatha punah svekha idam niveshya shete guhayam sa nivrita vritti Yogeshwara dhishwara eka etat anupravishta bahuda yathasit. He lies down on his own heart, spread in the form of the sky, and thus placing the whole creation in that space, he expands himself into many living entities, which are manifested as different species of life. He does not have to endeavor for his maintenance, because he is the master of all mystic powers and the proprietor of everything. Owner. Thus he is distinct from the living entities. Then how we can understand? It is confusing. First, it is written, he expands himself into many living entities. So living entities, they are he. If he expands, then they are he. Then why in the last sentence, thus he is distinct from the living entities? We are confused. Means Achintya Veda Veda, inconceivable to our material mind, simultaneous difference and non-difference between Krishna as energetic and Krishna as his energies. So when Krishna expands himself as living entities, it means his energy in the form of living entities, jivas, his marginal energy. In that sense, they are vibhinangsha. Some expansions of Supreme Lord are svangsha. Like Ramchandra is svangsha of Krishna, or Nrishinga, they are svangsha. But another expansion is vibhinangsha. Those are jivas, their potency. So these two types are different. So when Krishna says in Gita, Mamai Vangsha Jiva Loka Bhuta Sanatana, Jiva is my part. It means vibhinangsha part, not svangsha. Part of diamond is diamond. But part of shine of diamond is not diamond, the substance, it is shine, but is inseparable from diamond. Like that, jivas are inseparable from Krishna, but they are not he. They are subordinate, he is master, proprietor, so he is distinct from the living entities. Yes. Here Sai Maharaj is quoting, Sarvam Kalovidam Brahma. This is from Upanishad. There is nothing but the Lord, and he is one without a second. There is no one else. Then everything is he, I am also he. Mayavadis, they will say. I met also some in my life. I am everything. They claim I am everything. And I am everywhere. Then I told him, you are everything and you are everywhere. Then you tell me what is behind my computer here on my table. You tell me. No, I cannot this, but I am everything. Because if I'm part of everything, then I am everything. And if I'm part of everything, then I'm everywhere. And then I said, it's not true like that. Then you can see from that side also here. One told me when I did some certain practice they're doing. So then I realized I'm everywhere. I was scattered or spread everywhere. I saw. Then I asked him, you are seeing from your own side there where you are everywhere scattered, everywhere you are. Did you also see from that another side to this direction from where you are now observing? If you are everywhere, then did you see from that side to this side? Then I say, oh, no. So it means this was my speculation. Then I said, I don't know how far it was speculation. If you got some experience of all-pervading spirit and you misidentified with it, means you identified with it, but not clearly who are you and other particles like this, then that much. But in reality, we are not omnipresent. Supreme Lord is omnipresent, and He is omniscient. We are transcendental, true, spiritual, but we are particle and always will be. So there is nothing but the Lord, means He as energetic and He as His energy. Yes. The living entities are the superior energies, or marginal if we go more in detail, means spiritual energy, the conscious energy, whereas matter is the inferior energy, and the combination of these energies brings about the manifestation of this material world, which is in the heart of the Lord. In Gita, Krishna uses these words, superior, para-prakriti and apara-prakriti. Superior means in the sense that the jivas are conscious beings, but they are not his supreme energy, that internal potency. Radharani and associates, they are internal Sarup Shakti, that is superior to us. They are also conscious being, but they are a superior category. We have to submit to them to attain the service. You will find Devi Prakritam Ashritya in Gita, that Mahatmas will take shelter of Devi Prakriti, that is internal potency, and they will always worship Krishna. Kriran vidhate dvijago suranam kshemaya karmanyavatara bhedai mano na tripyati api shrinvatam na sushloka maulesh charitamri tani. You may narrate also about the auspicious characteristics of the Lord in his different incarnations or avatars for the welfare of the twice born, the cows and the demigods. Our minds are never satisfied completely, although we continuously hear of his transcendental activities. This is some peculiar or some special type of feeling where one is fully satisfied because he is getting fulfilled in the service of Krishna by hearing about him, but at the same time he also wants more. There is never end to it. That exists on transcendental plane. So we are never, it is never that it will become stale or boring or something. Already we heard this we know. Why you are repeating one and the same thing? You tell something new. If such thinking is there, when we are hearing Harikatha or Bhagavatam, it means we are not hearing properly. We are not getting every time new transcendental taste. Even when we hear one and the same thing again and again. If really we entered or got contact with that transcendental. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could hear one and the same topic again and again. And Narad Goswami is repeating one and the same mantra again and again, and getting new taste every time. It is unlimited. Yais tattva beder adi loko natho lokan alokan saha lokapalan achi klipat yatra hi sarva sattva nikaya bhedo dikrita pratitaha. The Supreme King of all kings has created different planets. Here Supreme King means Supreme Lord. And places of habitation where living entities are situated in terms of the modes of nature and work. And he has created their different kings and rulers. Yena prajanam uta atma karma rupa bhidhanam cha bhidam vyadhata Narayano Vishwasrik Atmayonir Eta Cha No Varnaya Vipravarya. O chief amongst the Brahmanas, please also describe how Narayan, the creator of the universe and the self-sufficient Lord, has differently created the natures, activities, forms, features, and names of the different living creatures. Paravaresham Bhagavan Vratani Shrutani me Vyasa Mukhat Abhikshnam Atrip Numa Kshula Sukkavahanam Teshamrite Krishna Katamritaughat. O my Lord, I have repeatedly heard about these higher and lower statuses of human society from the mouth of Vyasadeva, and I am quite satiated with all these lesser subject matters and their happiness. They have not satisfied me with the nectar of topics about Krishna. Directly Krishna Katamrita is different than this. Yes, because here I was just about to tell Mahabharata. Because people are very much interested in hearing social and historical presentations, Srila Vyasadeva has compiled many books such as Puranas and Mahabharata. These books are reading matter for the mass of people, and they are compiled with a view to reviving their God consciousness, now forgotten in the conditional life of material existence. The point is that ordinary people, they will be attracted to hear such topics. They will know that family and fighting and marriage and all these things, they are very much interested, but it was like a bait or like a trick of Vyasadeva to present in such a way that they will be attracted, bait. And finally here Sai Maharaj is further telling, the real purpose of such literatures is not so much to present topics of historical references, but to revive the people's sense of God consciousness. For example, Mahabharata is the history of the Battle of Kurukshetra, and common people read it because it is full of topics regarding the social, political, and economic problems in human society. And you will find in Mahabharata, it encompasses everything about human thinking, about immoral activities, moral activities, and what kind of all. It encompasses everything what is possible in human society, all different stages and what can happen, and all this is clearly written there, because Vyasadeva could see everything from his realization. So, in Mahabharata is the history of the Battle of Kurukshetra, yes. But factually, the most important part of Mahabharata is Bhagavad Gita. He inserted inside Vyasadeva, tactfully. Not at the end, because then someone will not read. In between, he gave. Almost at the end, not fully at the end, but later part, he inserted. That is the main point of Mahabharata, Gita, to get transcendental knowledge about Krishna and who we are, and relation and Sharanagati, surrender. Then that is the real purpose. In Ramayana also, it is similar. Yes. Yes, but factually the most important part of Mahabharata is Bhagavad Gita, which is automatically taught to readers along with the historical narrations of the Battle of Kurukshetra. Vidur explained to Maitreya his position of being fully satiated with the knowledge of mundane social and political topics and having no more interest in them. He was anxious to hear transcendental topics regarding Lord Shri Krishna. Because there were insufficient topics directly concerning Krishna in the Puranas, Mahabharata, etc., he was not satisfied and wanted to know more about Krishna. Krishna Katha, or topics regarding Krishna, are transcendental, and there is no satiation in hearing such topics. Bhagavad Gita is important on account of its being Krishna Katha, or speeches delivered by Lord Krishna. There are two. One is Krishna is speaking directly, another is realized devotees, they are speaking about Krishna. Both is Harikatha or Krishna Katha. Bhagavatam is this, pure devotees speaking about him, and Gita is Krishna speaking. The story of the Battle of Kurukshetra may be interesting for the mass of people, but to a person like Vidur, who is highly advanced in devotional service, only Krishna Katha and that which is dovetailed, connected with Krishna Katha is interesting. Vidur wanted to hear everything from Maitreya, and so he inquired from him, but he desired that all topics be in relationship with Krishna. As fire is never satisfied in its consumption of firewood, so a pure devotee of the Lord never hears enough about Krishna. Historical events and other narrations concerning social and political incidents all become transcendental as soon as they are in relationship with Krishna. That is the way to transform mundane things into spiritual identity. The whole world can be transformed into Vaikuntha if all worldly activities are dovetailed with Krishna Katha. Yes, here Sai Maharaj is telling. There are two important Krishna Kathas current in the world. Bhagavad Gita and SRIMAD Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita is Krishna Katha because it is spoken by Krishna, whereas SRIMAD Bhagavatam is Krishna Katha because it narrates about Krishna. Lord Chaitanya advised all his disciples to preach Krishna Katha all over the world without discrimination, because the transcendental value of Krishna Katha can purify one and all from material contamination. Kas tripnuyat tirtapado bidhanat satre shuvah suribir idyamanat yah karna nadim purushasya yato bhava pradam geharatim chinati. Who in human society can be satisfied without hearing sufficient talk of the Lord, whose lotus feet are the sum total of all places of pilgrimage, and who is worshipped by great sages and devotees? Such topics can cut off one's bondage to family affection simply by entering the holes of one's ears. Then someone will think, this is very cruel. What is wrong with family affections? The thing is, we are wrongly perceiving. I am this body and these are my bodily relations, sons, daughters, or husband, wife, father, all this, based on bodily identification, and we think they are ours, and for me are like this. So this type of affection is wrong, and it will entangle you and make you suffer. But if someone hears Harikatha, real Harikatha from realized soul, then that will remove this false perception, and that does not mean that you will then hate everyone, because you are not allowed to have family affection, so then you will hate. No, it means you will realize who you are in relation to Krishna and who all other living entities are in reality in relation to Krishna, and you will have proper relation with them in relation to Krishna. Those transcendental relationships are actually eternal and they are fulfilling. So we will not lose anything. Krishna is not cruel. He is compassionate. What we will lose is only suffering, and gain transcendental bliss by fully accepting Harikatha. Let it do everything. If we are ready to accept or to chant Harinam from the core of heart, then he can remove everything, purify. But if we are hesitant, then we cannot get. So fully we have to receive. Then you will come to proper relationships. Then you will understand that this was diseased condition. Munir vivakshur bhagavat gunanam sakhapi te bratam aha Krishna yasmin rinam gramya sukanu vade matir grihitanu hareh kathayam. Here is Harikatha, Hareh of him, Katha. Your friend, the great sage Krishna Dvaipayan Vyas, has already described the transcendental qualities of the Lord in his great work, the Mahabharata. But the whole idea is to draw the attention of the mass of people to Krishna Katha, means to Bhagavad Gita within Mahabharata, through their strong affinity for hearing mundane topics. Who married with whom, who all these topics are attractive, but and what fighting was there, these all topics. So they will be attracted to hear, but point is they should hear Gita. Sa Shraddha Dhanasya Vivardhamana Viraktim Anyatra Karoti Pungshah Hareh Padanusmriti Nirvritasya Samasta Dukkapyayam Ashuddhate. For one who is anxious to engage constantly in hearing such topics, Krishna Katha gradually increases his indifference towards all other things. No interest in other things. Tasteless. Such constant remembrance of the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna by the devotee who has achieved transcendental bliss vanquishes all his miseries without delay. Without delay. At the same time, that verse is there. How much you eat, that much you will be satisfied and nourished, and pain of hunger will be removed. Like that, how much one sincerely serves Krishna, that much he will get that transcendental bliss and detachment from anything else. And he will not lose anything, he will gain everything. Tan chocha shochan avido nu shoche Hareh Katayam Vimukhan Aghena Kshinoti Devo Nimishastu Yesham Ayur Vrita Vadagati Smritinam. O sage, persons who, because of their sinful activities, are averse to the topics of transcendence and thus ignorant of the purpose of the Mahabharata, are the purpose of Mahabharata is Bhagavad Gita, are pitied by the pitiable. I also pity them because I see how their duration of life is spoiled by eternal time while they involve themselves in presentations of philosophical speculation, theoretical ultimate goals of life, and different modes of ritual. They will not attain what they really want, eternal bliss. What they require, they cannot attain by those things. So their time is spoiled, life is spoiled by not hearing about Krishna for his satisfaction. Yes, tomorrow is special day. Ganga, Mata Goswami and Baladev Vidabhushan. So we'll hear about them. And then on Wednesday, Ekadashi, here we will hear further this topic.